Came to a stop sign and she just died on me. Well, today is one of those days that's a little bittersweet. Bittersweet in the sense that I'm here pulling out the combine. So it's always kind of fun, but it also kind of means we're on the tail end of summer. And this year we're pulling out a little earlier than years past, just because we got some oats. It's early August and we're pulling it out. Usually we don't pull it out till late August, early September, somewhere in there. But we're pulling it out about a month early, which in my mind signals fall's coming. Yes, all right. And it's kind of funny, me and the combine I'm getting, we nicknamed it Combine Number 2 because Combine Number 1 last year broke down. And Combine Number 2 kind of sounded like a bad terminology because it started off as a really good combine. So then instead of Number 2, we called the Duke. Well, then the Duke started acting up and we had many jokes of it being in Duke status or Duker status, depending on how it was running. We had more breakdowns in 1 year than we did the previous 10. That's for sure, probably 10, 15. And last year it was just bittersweet because it was just one thing after another, all fall long, just boom, 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 just little stuff. It wasn't bearings, it wasn't grease, it wasn't, the basic maintenance, it wasn't anything like that. It was all these things that technically can happen, but you don't really think it was all gonna happen in 1 year like that. So yeah, that's why sitting here, it's a little bittersweet because it was a lot of good last year and some rough patches. And luckily, some of the rough patches I got on film. And well, I hope you have better luck than I did last year in your 2022 season. 2021 was rough, but I got a feeling 2022 is going to be better. It's hot, I'm sweaty already, and I know it's only gonna get sweatier today. And so the signal of fall, getting the combine out, and kind of fun, but kind of excited, kind of bittersweet. Me and this combine here have good, bad, bittersweet track record. I made it work last year, but today I'm kind of excited. I gotta move some stuff, but we're gonna start pulling everything out and start trying to get it back home or back to the main farm. And so I was here last night. I pulled the batteries out of it and brought them back home, threw them on the charger, and so should be good to go there. I just got to throw them in. So once we get it running, I'm gonna start moving equipment and getting her out of the shed. So kind of fun, kind of exciting, also kind of like nerve-rattling because it's like, okay, here we go. Fall's right around the corner. One of the many trade-offs in 2022 is accessibility, and sitting in a pull shed 18 miles away from home, sitting next to a combine and a chopper. And on the chopper here, I have my mobile office. I have both cell phones, headset, piece of paper to write notes down, pen, all the basics. I got all the policy numbers on my phone saved. And it started, I just wanted to make sure, we bought this combine last year. I just wanted to make sure I had insurance on it, or put insurance on it last year. Luckily I did, but kind of funny, one of those things that run through your mind when you're like, okay, I'm gonna fire it up. Let's make sure we got insurance on it. But it is just kind of funny, sitting in a pull shed and with the mobile office here on the chopper, and it's just kind of funny because it's so 2022. Well, that didn't go as planned. Doesn't want to start. But I got lights, so I gotta have voltage. Yeah, here we go again, right? Well, we're already on plan B. Plan A was fire up combine, take combine home. Well, combine doesn't want to start. And we're not making a comment until I get some tools and start figuring out what's going on. So instead, I'm gonna pull the bean head home, which, nice little drive through the country. Not too bad on a hot day like today. AC works in the truck, so pretty happy. So here we go. Being a truck driver, you're kind of used to mirrors never being adjusted where you want them to. But this one's horrible, and so I gotta get out and adjust a mirror. Can't see if I'm gonna hit a mailbox or not. Better. Way better. If you hit a mailbox, you gotta pay for them. So better if you don't. Remember last night when you asked me, is it in Duke status or in Duker status?
Yep.
The fact that it's still here, what does that tell you?
Yeah, probably Duker.
She did not want to start, but I think I know why, or I think I know the harness, so we're gonna play around with it. It's a couple months later and I'm looking at this footage, and I don't know how a wiring harness can just like fall off. But that's exactly what happened. There's this plastic lock collar that goes around the edge of it.
Nope. I think I can make this work. Yeah, you can see where that collar is broken.
Like unplugged and hanging on the side?
Yeah, it was.
Really?
Yeah. It took me a couple hours here to figure this out that day. And of course, it's like 100 degrees in that pull shed, but we eventually figured it out. And like I said, I don't know how a wiring harness can just fall off the side of a combine, but apparently it can, because once we got it plugged in, it fired right up. And man, I don't know why stuff like that happens, but I think I'm more grateful that I always kind of seem to figure it out one way or another. And sometimes I swear God's just trying to figure out how tough you really are.
Really?
Ask Eric how he knows that that's one thing you can get from Deere is a new lock collar. Yeah, I've put a bunch of them on over the years. I don't know why they don't go bad on everybody else, but because like I talk to normal farmers and they're like, no, we've never done that. And then I'm like, oh yeah. Also, Ag Electronics out of Des Moines can get some of that stuff. Yes, me and electrical. Oh. All right, who cares? But it's starting. We might have to throw booster cables on. Well, it took us a little while, but we got her. Oh. Heck yeah, here we go. I remember leaving the yard this day, and it is so funny because it's like bittersweet. On one hand, I'm like, okay, we got it running, should be good. It's a nice day. You know, usually a lot of times when you have problems with diesel and electrical, it's when it's cold, wet, windy, damp, not necessarily when it's dry and you're really nice and warm. I am pulling up to a stop sign. Pay attention to the lights on the dash here. You're gonna see them shut off. Came to a stop sign and she just died on me, so I'm gonna go out and see if that wiring harness fell off, because I'm hoping that's it right now, because she won't restart. I come wheeling up to the stop sign, pull back on the hydrostat, and boom, just comes to a complete stop. Just shuts off right there. Well, we're back running again. I think she vapor locked on me. It wouldn't do anything, wouldn't do anything. The wiring harness was on, and then tried cranking again, wouldn't do anything, wouldn't do anything. And then when I loosened up the gas cap, all of a sudden I heard it go, and it's like, oh, okay. So hit the hand primer, hit the key. Heck yeah, here we go again. Oh, yeah, nothing like making your heart stop, your heart rate just stop. Come to a stop sign, pull back on the hydraulics or the hydrostat there, or the lever that makes it go forward, and all of a sudden I feel the whole thing just choke out. Yeah, all right, well, here we go again. As you can tell, I'm also on a little bit of a hill. I didn't know how good that parking brake was. Needless to say, very good. We get going again, and I start slowing down I'm meeting a skid loader with a bale, which that in itself is kind of funny, because I knew the guy couldn't see around the bale real well, so I slowed way down on the combine, and then, yep, she does it again. It just did it again. Crap. Here we go. Only nice side, our nice thing now, I'm in a flatter spot, and Adam's behind me, so I got help. So here we go. Well, this time it took off. I'm not backing off the throttle till we get home, about 10 miles. We got it running again, we get home, and that night when I got home, it was just like, oh man, what am I getting myself into? Duke, why are you being Duker right now? Why can't you just be a normal combine and just run? We're back to having 3 combines in the yard. Yeah. The funny part is, the one that died on the road, that's the best running one out of all of them.
Yeah, that's the sad thing about it.
So last year when combine number 1 died, it needed about 8 to 9 grand worth of parts. So knowing us, instead of doing that, we bought a 3rd combine that was already a parted out combine, but it had that 8 grand worth of parts. So it kind of makes sense. And then we've been already grabbed, like even last year, I grabbed a lot of parts off of it. So it's slowly getting scavenged. Did I sound a little panicked on the phone? I wasn't sure if that parking brake was gonna hold. I was worried about rolling backwards. And that's where I was like, okay, grab this, grab that, and okay.
What about 8 blocks in the back of the truck? You know,
yeah,
grabbed them all.
That way it wouldn't roll. Hopefully it'd keep it from rolling down the hill.
Yeah. You'd hope so.
Like, okay, I'm not quite ready for fall to start yet. And we're still a couple months out, you know, everything's still green. This came home because we're actually going to be taking some oats off, and it's the first time anyone in my family tree has combined oats in probably 30 years. And I actually asked my dad, like, hey, what was the last combine you would have combined oats with? He's like, probably a 510, which is very old, and yeah, you know what a 510 is. It's very old, very small, but that's what we had back then. You were right, though. When it died, it was like, okay, we got to get this running again because it can't stay here. Could have put it on the low boy, but we also would have had to bring a loader to push it on the low boy. And the downside with these, they have hydraulic steering, and so when the motor doesn't run, you have no steering. So easier said than done. Ask me how I know. Trying to get tractors on when they don't run is very tough. So far, excavator and dozer has pushed them on. But no, we made it home, and I don't know, in a weird way, it's like, all right, let fall begin.